So here at Jenson USA, not only are we big fans of cycling and the outdoors, we are also huge coffee nerds. So today I want to talk about this GSI Percolator and some of its supporting products so you can make an excellent cup of coffee out on the campsite. Now, we're big fans of the Percolator because it's a great way to get that nostalgic, deep, dark, roasty flavor from your coffee, and it's easy enough to make a large batch of coffee for your whole group of campers. Now, the Percolator itself from GSI is actually really cool. It's finished in this really classic, nostalgic tin enamel finish, and it's got the wonderful little window up here so we can see if our coffee is boiling and percolating out. It's got the basket, and the strainer itself is stainless steel, so you know it's gonna last a lifetime. And it comes in a couple of different colorways. I'm a big fan of this blue enamel, but there's also a cream colored and a shadow, which is a dark gray type of color. I like the white speckles in it. It's a very classic and nostalgic looking piece, and it's a great way to deliver coffee for your whole family. So let's go ahead and get started with making the coffee in our GSI Percolator, and then I'll talk to you about some of the tools we're using to support it. Now, percolators are pretty cool instruments. They're very old instruments for making coffee, and they work pretty simply. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill this reservoir here with water. Our grounds go in here, and we put it in and put it on our burner. And what's gonna happen is the water boils, the steam's gonna come up through this pipe at the top, and then come on down and soak our beans, and then fall back through. And because we're kind of getting this reciprocating motion from our water, we're gonna get actually a lot of flavor and actually get a lot of caffeine extracted through our beans. Now, the one thing we wanna watch out for while we're making coffee with a percolator is we actually don't wanna let it boil too long. The coffee oils themselves are actually pretty delicate and sensitive to heat, so if you burn them for too long, we'll get some kind of burnt flavors. But let's go ahead and get started and make our coffee. We're using about 32 ounces of water. That's gonna get us 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. So we're just gonna pour the water in. So how much coffee you want is totally subjective. We're gonna do about a scoop per 8 ounces. So we got about 4 scoops in here, and that should be plenty of coffee. And so the stove we're using is actually the GSI Explorer kit. And what's really cool about this is that this is a completely stainless steel kit. So we're gonna start our stove. We've got a great little stove here. It's made out of stainless steel. It kind of compacts down, comes apart, and fits in this pot. It's got its own little bag to keep the stove nice and safe. It also comes with this pretty wonderful little spork, which is actually what we use to kind of scoop out our coffee. Now the spork is pretty cool. It's stainless steel. You fold it out, and it fits in here as well. The pot here is 1,000 milliliters. This is more than enough to make coffee for 4 people, to boil your water for rehydrated meals. You can make a full can of beans in here, whatever you might need. This is a pretty useful little piece of kit. Everything comes down and folds in here nicely. Now, another really important tool that we're using here to prepare our coffee is this. And this is the Nemo Moonlander dual height table. And the dual height actually refers to, you can have this height at 2 different settings. Right now it's in its fully upright position with these long skinny legs installed. However, if you don't want it this long, or you just want to use it as a serving tray, you can actually use these smaller feet down here. And this makes this pretty versatile. Now, this table in general is gonna be pretty compact, very lightweight. It folds down into its own little case. It does not take up a lot of space. And when you're out kind of in remote areas, sometimes it's hard to find a flat surface. Something like this Nemo Moonlander table makes it really easy to have a good workspace, whether you're preparing food or your coffee. So now once we can kind of smell the coffee, that's a good indication that it's almost done. We can kind of see the coffee coming up through the window here. So we're gonna go turn off our stove. And let's go enjoy our coffee. Ooh, it's hot. Well, now that our coffee's done, it's time for us to enjoy it here in the late afternoon sun. And we have a couple of different products here to help us with that. First of all is this Helinox Zero Chair. This thing is wonderful because not only is it really comfortable, it's extremely lightweight and compact. It fits into this small footprint here, and it's actually really comfortable to sit in and supports me well on the soft ground here. And then to actually enjoy our coffee, we have this GSI Backpacker's mug. And this thing's actually really wonderful because not only is it pretty stout, it's very lightweight. And if you take off our kind of protective insulated cover here, we can actually use this as a measuring cup, which actually makes this pretty versatile. Well, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video on how to prepare percolator coffee while out camping. If you have any questions about any of the products you saw here today or any other of the camping gear we have here at Jenson USA, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of our gear advisors. We'd love to get you dialed. But we're curious, what's your favorite way to prepare coffee while out in the wilderness? We're dying to know, so please drop us a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep exploring. That's so good.